Hello, I'm Bowen, and it's a huge pleasure as part of the VAPI Build Challenge to present an app that we built called Coachify, which is an AI sales coach that's built on VAPI voice agents. So the problem that Lorenzo and I identified is that often when sales professionals go into new companies and start doing their first sales pitches, they don't really get sufficient training and experience beforehand. And what this leads to is that they're entering these high stakes conversations underprepared, and this leads to lost sales. And so we found an opportunity to use Mappy's AI voice agents to simulate these sales conversations and provide a realistic experience so that these sales professionals can get the reps in and come to these sales calls much better prepared. And so, without further ado, let's go on to the product demo. So what you're seeing here is the interface for Coachify. And the first step would be that you customize the sales call for your specific scenario. So to do that, you can simply click on Create Your Scenario here. What you'll do next is describe what you're selling and who is it you're selling to and any other context you want to provide. So let's say that I'm selling office plans for tech startups. And then I get an opportunity to describe the customer. Let's say that they are a startup in London, 50 employees, and they love practices. Finally, you're able to upload files in order to speed up the customization process. And you can add, for example, brochures, information about your company website, or even additional information about who the ideal customer profile is that you're selling to. And so to do that, I can simply drag and drop a file like this. Once you're happy with the sales scenario, you can press on Submit. And what this will do is using various AI models and a backend workflow, we're then taking all of that information, including the file upload in this case, and then tailoring the system prompt for the VAPI AI assistant to make it as realistic and as tailored as possible. And now for the fun part. Let's start our first call.
Hi there, what did you want to cover today?
Hi there. As a representative of Green Spaces, I wanted to know if you're interested in buying some office plants.
Oh, office plants? That's interesting. What kind of plants are we talking about here?
Well, we have a range of plants for different types of workspaces. We have succulents, leafy plants, the cactuses. It depends on your preferences, really.
Wait, you mentioned cactuses. Tell me more about those. What varieties do you have?
Well, actually, we have a resident cactus expert. So if you're interested in setting up a follow-up call, I would love to bring this person in and we can talk in detail about the cactuses we have and the benefits that they provide for workplaces.
A cactus expert? That sounds perfect. What kinds of benefits are we talking about here, and what's your pricing like for cactuses?
So I'll end the conversation there, but you have an idea of how natural it sounds and how it's really tailored to the specific scenario that you have provided. What we hope is that this provides an easy way that people are able to simulate high stakes conversations rather than going into your first sales call, really nervous, not really knowing what they might ask or how to respond. You can already hone your sales pitch and really go into your first sales call a lot more confident. And so for the last part, once you finish the sales call, we send all of that information over. And in our backend workflow, we use different AI models to analyze the conversation. And so if I refresh the screen here, as you can see, I have my most recent conversation. And if I expand it, I can see that there's a summary with an overall score and the key feedback points, but then it breaks it down into key dimensions of the sales call to give me an individual rating and specific suggestions for each. And this, of course, also leads an opportunity to repeat the same sales conversation, taking into account the feedback. And so over time, you lead to a much more refined sales pitch. And so that means that you can just go into that first sales conversation feeling much more confident, knowing that you've had the practice. So that summarized the features of Coachify, an AI sales coach. It's been a real pleasure for Lorenzo and I to take part in this VAPI build challenge and demo you what we've built. So thanks a lot for watching the demo. Cheers.